Hello all, welcome to Tech
Good
Easy.
evening, guys. In the last video, I have shown you that how you can delete this blank rows in an Excel sheet using this one-click button. See here, when I click on this, whatever the list may be, whatever the sheet size may be, all the blanks or the empty rows gets deleted with one click. This is with the VBA code or Visual Basic code. In this tutorial, we'll see how you can create a macro like this and keep a button sort of thing like this. And when you click on this, whatever the empty rows present in your sheet gets deleted. Let us write this code from the scratch. I'll explain. So if you do have any questions at the end of the video, you can ask in the comments. Okay. First of all, you need to enable this developer option in order to see this Visual Basic code option. If you still don't have this developer option, you need to click on the file, then click on the options. Then in the customize ribbon, you can see something like, see here. For you, it may be disabled like this. You need to click on this enable, click on this OK, so that at the top menu, you will get this developer options. You need to shift to developer options. Then click on the Visual Basic Code. Click on the Visual Basic Code, and under modules, see here, or click on the insert, click on the module, so that you will get a new module. Here, for any Visual Basic Code in Excel, you need to give the method name, the starting. For example, here, see, you need to write sub here. Sub means always S in the capital. Not only here, any predefined functions in the VBA should start with this capital letter. So SUB sub, and then your method name. My method name here will be delete blank rows, something like that. You need to set this. As soon as you click on enter, and sub will be automatically generated. So I'm taking some space. Okay, now this is very simple program. I'll try to explain it very clearly and very easy way. See here on my example sheet, there are totally 13 rows here. Okay, we need to check first, get the last row with the data. Here in this example, the last row with the data is 13. For example, on your sheet, if it is like 100, then we should get 100, and from 100 to top means until 2. For example, if this is also blank space until 2, we need to check a for loop. Means in my case, from 13 to 2, I need to loop the for loop. So I'll need, the first parameter is, I need to get the last row with the data in the sheet. And the second thing is for loop, which checks for the blank space from 13 to 2. These are the two challenges for my program. So what I'll do is, I'll just take, first I'll define the data types, means I'll take the variables. In the VBA script, for to define database, or to for define any variable, we use dim. Okay, I'll just taking as last row in the sheet. So I should get this, and this data type is, I'm taking it as long. Okay, as if you have programming knowledge, there are data types like integer, string, long, etc. So I'm taking this as long, and I want another for the for loop I as integer. Okay, fine. Now data types are finished. Now I need to get this last row in the sheet. So I'll copy here. And how can I get this last row in the sheet? There is a built-in function like active sheet. Active sheet in the sense this one. Active sheet with the data. Okay. Okay. Active sheet dot cells. So you may know that each cell or the sheets have a row index and the column index. Or if I write something like rows dot count, I will get the total rows in this sheet. Okay, the total rows in this sheet I'll get. And now if I go to the column index, I'm just keeping it to 1. Okay, as we are only calculating this last row in the index, means the last row with the data I want, so I'm keeping it the column as 1. Okay, now I want here specifically, for example, if there is some data here, it should return 17 instead of 13 because the last row with the data I want. Okay, for that we need to write one more parameter, which is end xlookup. So dot row, this will just give me the last row index, means 17 here in the current active sheet. So this whole code will return 17 here. Okay, now I got the value like 17. Now I'll forward to for loop. The for loop is very easy. For I equals to I will start from bottom to top. Okay, I will check the conditions from looping from bottom to top, because from here, from 17 I shift to 16, 15, 14, likewise from bottom to top I'll check the for loop, and if there is any blank space or empty row I'll delete. This is my algorithm. So yeah, from last row to, for loop you need to something write like this. Okay, until 2 with decrementing of -1. This is not an incrementing for loop, this is a decrementing for loop. See, we are not checking from top to bottom, but we are checking from bottom to top. So first loop will be 17, then 16, 16 minus 1, 15. That's the reason until 2 it will be looping. So yeah, for is fine. Next, the next line would be yes, if condition checking. For example, if the active sheet or the active row has data, we shouldn't delete that. But if the current row is empty or blank space, we need to delete that. So we need to condition check that. So if I'm using if, okay, worksheet function, this is a predefined function. Okay, count a, the current cell, the arguments will be current row. If I give something like I in the sense here, for our example, it is 17. So here it is 17. So now we are checking the value of if worksheet function dot count a, it will return the count as 17 here. So I'll close this. Is equal to 0 means there is no data, means empty. Then you should do something. You should delete that row. Rows dot I dot delete. Simple. What if it is has data? And if do nothing. Okay. And if do nothing, I am closing the for the next I iteration. So no need to save anything. Just remember this name. Okay. Now we'll go to our worksheet and we'll click on this macros and see here del blank rows. This is what we just write the just we are writing this macro, and we'll clicking on this run here. See here, all the empty spaces has been removed. For example, we'll test it again. We'll delete this row, and we'll delete this row also. We'll delete this row, and clicking on this macro del blank rows and click on run here. So this is deleting the rows. How you can keep a button sort of thing here? First of all, I'll delete this one. To keep a button such action like here, you can click on the file and you can click on the options, and under customize ribbon, you need to filter through macros. See, yeah, under developer, okay. So I have kept something like here. I'll remove this one, or not rename, remove. Okay, I'll remove this one also. So under developer, I can click on new group and I can rename this with something like my scripts or something like whatever it may be, and you can choose any of the available icons there. And from here, this is what the macro I just written. I click on add. So this has been added. So I'll click on OK. So as soon as I add, this will be adding here. Okay. Now we'll check this. We'll delete few of the rows here with the data, and we'll write something testing here with some 100. Okay. Now I'll try to click on this. See, even though this has the data, that's why this row is not empty, that's why. Okay, in this way you can create macros which will be very useful, and this will work through across through the worksheet. See here, even if you take the new worksheet, this function will be useful for you. Where is our example? Sheet 3. Yes. So in this way you can actually write. What I'll do is I will just make this code available in my website, which is techanswer.com. So I'll just post a question something like here. Okay. If anyone wants to copy this code, what I'll do is I'll just make a question here like how to create a VBA code to delete blank rows in Excel sheet, and I'll drop that link in the description so that from that link you can get the code, you can copy, you can use it. I hope you like this tutorial, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day.